All right, what's good? Maximus here. Wanted to discuss something with y'all real quick because this is very relevant to stuff that I've been watching as far as economics goes. You know, times are really complicated these days, and I wanted to speak on, this isn't even just about Trump per se. This is about the entire governmental structure because if when you think about the percentage of vote that you give, when you think about the percentage of activity that you dedicate to fund this government who has a GDP of currently about $30.72 trillion, keep that number in your head. You see this number above me, that's 175 billion annually. That's what it would cost to fix poverty in America, meaning bringing every American household over the poverty line. Something that we know they will never really do because they make too much money off of the struggling of their citizens. This is a government that you vote for, that you put these people in office, that you empower to have the right to make decisions on your behalf. But when you look at this, I want you to look at this number. You see that. I wanted you to see that because that's about 1% of the GDP. You know what takes up a lot of our percentage? Our military, because we have to invade other countries and control the oil and do all these other things. And listen, I understand that no omelet is made without cracking a couple of eggs. I'm not going to get into the politics of what's right and wrong on that, because there's a lot of that to go around all over the world with more than just the United States. We just seem to be the largest benefactors of it. And here's my thing. I feel that this is us. We look at these politicians and we get mad at them because they don't give a shit enough to dedicate 1% of the GDP, just one little percent of the GDP towards balancing out the economics of the most vulnerable communities, which are those that are in poverty, to make sure that they have adequate health care, that they can afford to pay their bills. They're not living in fear of being out on the street within the next week or two because they can barely make their rent. We don't have grandma at 75 years old now with this current economy polishing off her resume just so that she can get a job, because clearly what she's getting in SSI, along with the rising costs, which are not matched by the increase in benefit or anything else, now you're forced to go back to work. And in the USA, you pretty much work until you die. Yes, this may be the richest country in the world, but for many of us, it don't feel that way. For the majority of people in this world, it's the most expensive place. It's a place where you are vastly overcharged for things. Your rents fly out of control. The corporations get all the benefits. Hell, we got a big, beautiful piece of shit that just passed, and that thing is offering nothing but more struggling, more hardship, and tougher roads ahead to look forward to. These are the things that you have to look forward to. But at the end of the day, you've got to blame yourself. Because when you fall asleep at the wheel, when you just let the same Congress people sit in office for 25 years, when you have the same people sitting in the Senate for however long, when you have the same people, and it doesn't have to be the same individual, but the same ideals, the same, because you gotta understand something. They represent the people that have actually voted. And the people that have actually voted, the ones that actually pay attention, the ones that actually put the pressure on these politicians, You see the results, the fruits of their labor right here. And I want y'all to understand something. This is not something that you want. You want everybody to be able to live a fair and prosperous life. But that cannot happen when we keep giving the wheel to people who clearly don't work for us. I mean, hell, the majority of y'all in the country, I mean, listen, the videos, the ICE videos and everything spoke for itself. We have so many people in the country that voted against their own interests just because their racism was more powerful than their need to survive. That shows a special level of ignorance that a lot of you are now feeling the crunch on. And these are the reasons why many of you are going to continue to struggle. Because you have to realize that the people in power do not give a shit about you. When they're not even willing to dedicate 1% to make sure that you can afford health care, that you can afford decent quality food in your fridge. Because you gotta understand something. One of the number one killers of people is the food. It could affect your respiratory system, your digestive system, and even affects your mental health. If your food is terrible, you are in a position of declining advantages. Like, all you're facing is one hardship after the next, high blood pressure, diabetes, children born with autism. If you really drive back to it, a lot of this comes back to the food. The reason why there's been an increase in autistic people being born is not because of some X-Men gene mutation. No. It's simply because there's more and more processed food, more and more processed veggies, more and more stuff that we are engorging that is literally killing us and altering our DNA on a level where it even affects our reproductive activity. You have to realize it only takes 1% to make a lot of this a lot better. 1%. The next candidates for every single office, from alderman all the way up to the president of the United States, you need to just show them the sign. Am I not worth 1%? And if their answer is anything other than yes, then you don't let them get the fuck in there. I don't care what shit they're telling you. Because the majority of this country is struggling. Struggling. And we're talking about anybody from high school dropouts to college graduates and post-college graduates. All of them struggling. This has to change. But it takes your activity to make it do so. I can talk about this all day. But if you don't think that you're worth 1%, then hey, sit back, enjoy the struggle, watch your Medicaid get cut, watch your SNAP benefits get cut, and good luck with garbage diving or whatever you're gonna have to do to grab food eventually. And I mean, we're talking about working class people. So I hope that y'all take this very seriously, because listen, this 10 minutes is not even about 1% of your day. Not really. But I hope that you sat and listened to this, because I want you to keep in mind, it's all about 1%. 1% fixes a lot. Ask them. Ask your politicians. Ask anybody that wants to lobby into office. Will you help me to get my 1%? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.